A woman's point of view is always good for another woman because we are from a different planet. You know, we are. And we're made different. If we weren't, now I do real estate. I manage property. And so one of my tenants said to me the other day, she's in her 60s and they rent a property from me, and then her roommate, who they went to school, all through school together, I don't think her roommate got married, but she was married and she has grown children and so forth. She was saying, I don't know why Lori doesn't have more faith. And I said to her, what do you mean? What do you mean? She's got so many fears, and she's always been like that since we were kids. I said, well, let me give you one thing that just popped into my mind, and somebody showed me this. When you're a woman and you don't have children, it's a hard road to travel because children will soften a woman in a way that she could never be softened if she didn't have that experience. Because there's a little place in a woman that softens when she has children. Whether she's a good woman or a bad woman, it doesn't matter. I said, so you need to be very patient with your friend, and you be like she is one of your children. I'm talking about people in their 60s, maybe close to 70. Sweet people, very sweet people. So the main thing is that these are things about women that most women don't know, and men certainly can't figure them out, because Roy says they just can't be figured out. Well, because women and men are no different with their problems. And that's the way it should be, because basically what it is the lack of love. And it's not for a one man to a woman or a woman to a man. The love is the same for everybody. And I had to learn this a long time ago, because I know that my family was bad people. And I'm not saying they're gangsters, and I'm not saying they're thieves. I'm just saying they lived so badly from the dark side, because my grandfather was, my mother's father was a first American from Ireland. And he had a hot temper, he drank a lot, and he was lazy and mean. So the grandmother was not as weak as my mother, because she was the bulldog in charge of the family. But my mother was weak. And I could go on and on about my ancestors. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I want to make is that love is for everyone. I know, I was going to tell you what it was, what I saw. When I was about 12 years old, I was so sick of the family that I was involved with, which I used to say to Roy, I wouldn't say my family. The family that God put me with, I was so unhappy about it, because I was so aware when I was very young that we lived in a suburb at this time with my stepfather. That's what broke my tie with my mother. But I went out and in this field out there, and I prayed to God so loud and so strong to take me away from that family. I said, this is not my family. I want to be with the people that I want to be with, the people that I'm like. Please take me away from this family. That was heavy. So when I was 20, I met Roy. He was my family, but I didn't know it. See, I just knew that he was my family. And look at my family. It was bigger than my family that I came from. So, you see, we are put in very awkward situations, and they're all tests. Everything is a test. We're always taking our test, and we never know if we're going to fail the test, but we will know if we fail the test, because we will have conflicts that we can never ever deal with. The conflicts will be so great that there's reasons for that, because that's not God's doing. But He didn't let Satan exist because he wanted to. It was necessary for His children, all of us. Every generations after generations after generations. And Roy points out to me so beautifully that I better have a good state of mind when I go to the other side, or I will be there. I'll be stuck there with that state of mind. And boy, was that heavy for me. Because sometimes when we try to figure things out, because I used to say, Roy, I don't understand that. I want to figure this out. He'll say, it's obvious. You can't figure. It's not in the figuring. See, I've had an education many people haven't. I'll tell you, it's true. So let me lay this on you. Quit feeding your dark side. Have a determination. You can be whatever you want to be. Do whatever you want to do. And stand up and be spoken. Be outspoken like you need to be. Only when it's necessary. You see what I mean? It's true.